Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Beyond the Veil. I've told you before that you need to be centered. That doesn't mean you need to meditate. What I mean by that is that you need to know who you are, what you stand for, and so on down that line. You need to be able to acknowledge that part. You need to be as much afraid of death as you are of life. If you have a love of life, then you must have a love of death, because they are both the same. To fear one is to create a divide. And as long as that divide is there, other things can get in. I don't fear death, for no man on this world will ever scare me. You may torture me, you may kill me. I may end up dead at your hands. However, I will not fear death. I will not invite it, but then again, it's because I'm balanced, because I understand, it's because what I see. I can point things out to you all day and all night, whether or not you see it. It's not up to me. It's up to you if you're willing to acknowledge it. To be in balance, you have to acknowledge both sides of you. To be in balance, you need to acknowledge every part of you. Let's talk about, quote-unquote, the Bible. To some, it's a gospel. To others, it's the canon. Cannons are used to destroy, not build. I mean, the concept of a cannon building something, that's like a tornado going through a junkyard and building a 747. And I'm going to look at you like you're an insane screwball. That is insanity. To think that a canon, i.e. what the Rome calls their Bible, and what the Bible really is, it's not the gospel. There are no gospels in it. Get ready for this, people, because if you're not ready for the truth, you'll never face it. Just like the Judaism, just like every other religion, as in army, legion, it's not what the Creator had in store for us. There are those of the Abrahamic faith that will say, well, no, there's only one true God, and so on and so on and so on. However, they'll look at the covenant as in, you take a baby boy, when he's born away from his mother, you put fear in him, like they do on these pedophile things, where they put fear into the child, so that the child's blood has all this adrenaline in it. And then you cut off the tip of his fucking dick. And the only medical way to get it to stop bleeding is to suck on it. That's pedophile. That is the religion of Baal. And you're going to tell me that it's a covenant between you and God? No, it's between you and Baal. Baal. Are you going to tell me that Baal is your creator, and that for some reason, some fucked up purpose, some guy went in, cut your mother open, put this thing on your dick to start with, and then as you were born, he has a right to take this thing off? Guess what? If we were created in God's image, God must have that on his dick too. And if you're cutting it off, oh my God, how can you say that you're not part of the Baal worship? That's just fucking insanity. And that starts at the Abraham religions. To start with. Abraham, Judaism, and so on and so on and so on. The Gospels don't say that there is a covenant. The covenant comes from Baal, not God. Baal is a lesser deity. Beelzebub. Call him what you want. Satan. This is who he is. And when you say that you're part of the Christianity faith, look at what the Pope says about that. Oh, you claim you're Christian, that means you belong to the church, meaning that you're property. You are property of the church, and they have a right to do what they want with their property. It's like you going out and buying an Xbox and using that Xbox as nothing but a doorstop. It's your property. No one can tell you how you use it. But to use it that way would not be sane. Now would it? I mean, people like me have to point this out to you because you're so blind that you can't see it. This is what Jesus said and did. He spoke out against the church because that church is not a church to God. That church is a church to Baal worship. It's not Christianity. That's Baal worship, where you take a baby child, you instill fear into them. They have a name for it. It's adrenal something or other. And this is what the Hollywood elites deal in. Think about it. How is that any different than from the doctor taking the child, or the priest taking the child away from the mother to do this? I have people ask me if I'm serious about this. I mean, I can't believe that they're so stupid that they can't see it. It's not worship of a god. It's worship of Baal. A fake god. Satan. Lucifer. Whatever you want to call him. He's the fallen one. He's the one who doesn't want you to look like God. He's the one who praises people who don't look like God. He's the one who praises transvestites. The Statue of Liberty? Use measurements. That thing ain't a lady. It's a fucking man. It's a transvestite. Now, here's another little kick in the head. Listen to Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. Listen to the very end. And he says, my son. Billie Jean is a male who is a transvestite. And that's what that song is about. Most people will be floored by that. Most people won't believe it. Got news for you. Look at it. Listen to it closely. He says, Billie Jean's not my lover. I.e., he's that male that turned into a female is a transvestite, and it is his son. There is a whole epic set up around it. The same person, Helios, whatever you want to call him. Look at the stars around the head. The same crown and everything else. Most of you won't believe it. Most of you will say, well, no, that's not true. Because you can't handle the truth. I don't have an agenda. What is the church's agenda? If it says, kill those unbelievers, oh my God, that's a fucking cult. Christianity is about you spread the message You plant the seeds. You let the seeds grow. And let them come to the conclusion and let them grow mentally. Not you preach to them about your message for the week. Every church does it. Well, we need your money to feed the poor, but you know what? If that were true in any way, shape, or form, guess what? The Pope could feed every starving child if he wanted to. But it's the religion of Rome. It's Baal. Baal doesn't want that. The Creator does. Baal doesn't. So when you say that you have a covenant with God by cutting the tip off the dick of a baby boy, you're a pedophile. There is no two ways about it. There is no medical purpose for it. I mean, it's like cutting off the breast of a woman. Alright, that serves a purpose. The same as that gland down there does on a baby. Alright? You open the doorway to things when you do that to something, to a child. And I cannot express that enough. There are doorways that are opened. That you create something that you shouldn't have. Because with what I can do and what I've shown, I've had police run from me. I've had police armed with 2 guns back down from me. I've been surrounded by 3 police officers, pull guns out, and then 2 of them back down like they saw something they shouldn't have. And run. And leave the 3rd one there on his own. You open doors to places that you should never have done. With children like this. They are more in contact with different things because of what they have gone through at a young age. There are certain things they do that cannot be undone. My words echo. And when I mean echo, I mean echo. If I want something done bad enough, I will sit down and write it out. If I want something done bad enough, my words will become reality. That is the secret to magic and being in balance. You have to understand certain truths. Not T-R-U-C-E, T-R-U-T-H-S, truths. Truth 1. Christianity is Baal worship in disguise when you have a covenant with a God that says, that child doesn't look like me, so you have to cut the fucking dick. And you have my permission to do it. What the fuck? God was able to change the languages in Babylon. And you're going to tell me that if he fucked up that bad, he couldn't fix it himself? No. It's a cult that you're worshiping when you claim that. Christians out there who claim that you have a right to do this to a child, you're a fucking pedophile. Bye.